Hi guys, guten Tag, bonjour, ni hao and como sta. Welcome back to our blog Travel Lingo. Well, before we did a blog on French for beginners, so I thought this time we'd try and do a blog German for beginners. So if you would like a little taster of how German is and maybe interested in learning it, this is the blog for you. If you didn't see the French blog before, then just click on the link here and that will take you straight to it. If you like what you see today, we'd love you to just like and subscribe down below. That way we can keep you informed of future blogs. We're actually thinking of doing one next time, maybe on Visayan and Tagalog, the languages of the southern, central and northern Philippines. That would be really great, so keep an eye out for that one. You know, many people ask me, Malcolm, how did you learn your German and your French? Well, in my younger days, I worked as an aircraft engineer in Belgium, France and Germany. And as was often the case in those days, I would arrive at the factory to work without a smattering even of the language, nothing at all. Just had to learn as I went. I remember starting work at a factory in Germany, 8 o'clock in the morning. All I could say, like most people, was Auf Wiedersehen and Guten Tag. But by lunchtime that day, I had learned how to say overtime, money, food, woman, and where is the toilet? All very useful phrases. I learned those very quickly. German is really well worth learning. It's actually spoken in over 40 countries in the world. It is a mother tongue of 6 countries in Europe, and it's even spoken in parts of Africa and America. So yes, a good language well worth learning. Unlike English and French, German is a phonetic language. Basically, what we read, what we see is the way we say it, which is very unlike English and French. How many times in English have you had to hear a word before you know how to pronounce it? The name of a village, say, for example, or the name of a town. Unless you hear someone else say it, you don't know how to pronounce it. That never happens in German. With a few simple rules, which I'm going to teach you now, you will know how to pronounce any German word. For example, in German, W is always pronounced as a V. So the V is always pronounced as an F, so it sounds like F. J is always pronounced as a Y. For example, in the word yes, ja, J, A. So J is always pronounced as a Y. If you see a combination of letters E-I, that's always pronounced as I in German. If you see it the other way around, I-E, it's always pronounced as E. Knowing these few simple rules, we can very easily pronounce any German word. Even if we don't know the word, we look at it, we know those few simple rules, we can pronounce that word. That is not the way it is in English or French at all. Now, if you remember from the French blog, you learnt there that all nouns, that is the names of things, have a gender. So they're either masculine or feminine. In German, we have 3 genders, not just 2. We have masculine, feminine, and another one called neuter. So just like in French, whenever you learn a noun, the name of a thing, learn at the same time what gender it is. And incidentally, by the way, every noun in German, every name of everything, always has a capital letter, even if it's in the middle of a sentence, not like English or French at all. So if you write the name of a noun, make sure it's a capital letter, not just at the beginning of the sentence, but everywhere. Let's take a neuter noun. Book, das Buch, B-U-C-H, das Buch, ein Buch, that means the book and a book. So you can see that if it's a neuter noun, we use the word das for the and ein for a or a. If we're talking about a masculine noun, let's say der Hund. Der Hund means the dog. And of course, it even sounds a little bit like hound, doesn't it, in English? So der is the word for the, if you're talking about a masculine noun. And ein is, once again, is the word for a dog, for example. So the dog, a dog, der Hund, ein Hund. Notice how the D does sound a little bit like a T in German, der Hund. Now let's talk about a feminine noun, for example, die Tasse. Die Tasse means the cup. Notice the word for the now is die. And the word for a cup, eine. So it's a little bit different to the neuter and masculine word for eine. So the cup, die Tasse, a cup, eine Tasse. So at the same time, once again, that you learn a noun, learn the gender, so that you will learn to use it correctly. Why are some words das, some words are der, some words are die? Actually, most of the time we don't even know, we just know it sounds better like that. But some words that are obviously feminine, like for instance, Frau, meaning a woman or wife, that is obviously will be feminine, so it'll be die Frau. Now, German verbs or doing words. Just like in French, the verb is expressed by one word in German, not like in English where two words, to walk, to dance, to run, to jump. Two words expresses the verb. Just like in French, in German it's just one word. For example, sein means to be, haben means to have, reden means to chat or to speak, tanzen means to dance. So one word expresses the verb. The verb haben, to have. In English we say I have. In German you say ich habe, I have. Now you can begin to make your first German sentences. For example, let's say I have a book. Ich habe ein Buch. That's very simple, isn't it? The cup, die Tasse. Ich habe eine Tasse. Ich habe die Tasse. I have a cup. I have the cup. See how easy it is. Ich bin, I am. Ich bin Engländer, I am English. Ich bin Deutscher, I am German. Oh my God, you're doing it, you're speaking German. It's amazing, isn't it? However, before you get too ecstatic about it, German grammar can be a little bit difficult at times, but what it's all about is being understood. That's what it's all about. The fact that the person understands you doesn't matter if it's grammatically correct. Much more important that they know what you're saying. As we said in the French blog, there are so many French words that we use in English, actually thousands. There are not so many words that we take from German, but there are some. Common ones might be, that you've all heard of, might be lager. For example, lager, beer is a German word. Poltergeist, that's a pretty spooky word. That comes directly from German, really means something like a noisy ghost. Well, we're coming towards the end of our blog again, dear friends. As I've said before, and I say it many times on these blogs, the secret of learning a foreign language is to study little and often. Just do 10 minutes a day, that's plenty. 2 or 3 hours in one lump every Friday is not good. It won't stick in your mind, but a little and often every day, it will get in there, it will stick, and you will begin speaking the language. If you liked anything in this blog, let me know. Like down below, subscribe so we can keep you up to date on future blogs. Any questions you've got, anything you didn't like, tell me about it and I will personally answer you. Now to finish off with a German word that we all know, Auf Wiedersehen, which means to seeing again, till we see you again. So my dear friends, until we see you again, Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen.